Welcome to Mind Flip, the channel that explores the most intriguing what-if scenarios. Today, we're diving into a world where darkness never falls and the sun reigns supreme. So buckle up and prepare to have your mind flipped as we ask, what if there was no night? If you're ready for this illuminating journey, hit that like button and let's get started. The perpetual day. Imagine a world bathed in eternal sunlight, where shadows are merely a legend, and the concept of lights out is as foreign as a fish riding a bicycle. This isn't just the stuff of science fiction. It's a mind-bending scenario that would fundamentally alter life as we know it. From the tiniest microorganisms to the mightiest beasts, from the simplest plants to the most complex human societies, nothing would escape the far-reaching consequences of a nightless world, sleepless in Seattle and everywhere else. Let's start with the most obvious impact, sleep, or rather, the lack thereof. Without the natural cue of darkness, our circadian rhythms would be thrown into chaos. Melatonin production? Forget about it. We'd be like toddlers at a sugar-fueled birthday party, except the party never ends. Insomniacs would finally have their day, pun intended, while the rest of us would be left tossing and turning, dreaming of a darkness that never comes. The great energy conundrum. On the bright side, pun absolutely intended, our energy woes might be a thing of the past. With constant sunlight, solar power would become the ultimate renewable resource. Imagine a world where every surface is a potential power generator. Your car, your clothes, even your pet's collar could be harvesting energy 24/7. Of course, we'd still need to figure out how to store all that power. But hey, at least we'd have plenty of time to work on it. Nature's not-so-silent night. The animal kingdom would be in for a rude awakening. Literally, nocturnal creatures would find themselves in a constant state of jet lag, while diurnal animals might party like it's 1999 forever. Owls would need to rebrand themselves as day hooters, and bats might have to invest in some tiny sunglasses. The food chain would be completely disrupted, leading to an ecological domino effect that would make even the most seasoned biologists scratch their heads. Plantastic changes. Plants, our green friends who've mastered the art of solar power long before we did, would be in for a shock. While some might thrive in the constant light, others would wither away without their nightly respite. Forests could become denser, deserts might bloom, and your houseplants would probably stage a rebellion. The world's flora would undergo a radical makeover, creating landscapes that would make Avatar's Pandora look mundane. A new dawn for agriculture. Farmers would find themselves in a brave new world of agricultural possibilities. With no night to interrupt growth, crops could potentially yield harvests at unprecedented rates. However, this agricultural boom would come with its own set of challenges. Pests that typically emerge at night would need to be managed differently, and the concept of seasonal crops would become as outdated as a sundial in our sunlit world. The great cultural shift. Human culture would undergo a seismic shift. Think about it. No more romantic, moonlit walks, no more day and night metaphors in poetry, and forget about stargazing dates. Industries built around nighttime activities would need to reinvent themselves. Nightclubs? More like bright clubs. The phrase burning the midnight oil would become as obsolete as, well, oil lamps. Fashion forward in the forever sun. Fashion would take an interesting turn. Sunglasses would become as essential as underwear, and SPF 1000 would fly off the shelves. Vampires, both the fictional and the metaphorical kind, would need to seriously up their sunscreen game. On the plus side, the eternal day would spell the end of the "I have nothing to wear" dilemma. Every outfit would be perfect for the weather. The economic daylight. The global economy would face a radical restructure. The concept of business hours would become meaningless, potentially leading to a 24-hour work culture. But who would enforce closing times when there's no night to mark the end of the day? The stock market might never sleep, and overnight shipping would lose all meaning. Economic theories would need to be rewritten to account for a world without day-night cycles. Health in the harsh light of day. Our health would be significantly impacted. While we might see a decrease in seasonal affective disorder, other health issues could arise. Constant exposure to sunlight could lead to increased rates of skin cancer and eye problems. Sleep disorders would become the norm rather than the exception. Mental health professionals would have their work cut out for them, dealing with a populace struggling to find balance in a world without the natural rhythm of day and night. A brightened future for space exploration. On a more optimistic note, space exploration could see a tremendous boost. With no night to impede solar-powered missions, we could potentially launch more ambitious projects to explore our solar system and beyond. The eternal daylight could also make Earth-based space observations more challenging, pushing us to rely more on space-based telescopes and potentially accelerating our journey to the stars. The environmental enlightenment. The environmental impact of a nightless world would be profound. While we might see a reduction in light pollution, since there'd be no need for artificial lighting, other forms of pollution could increase due to the non-stop human activity. Climate patterns would be drastically altered, potentially leading to more extreme weather events. The debate over climate change would take on a whole new dimension in our sun-soaked world. Adapting to the new normal. As with any major change, humanity would eventually adapt to life in perpetual daylight. New technologies would emerge to create artificial darkness for those craving a good night's sleep. Underground living might become more popular, with subterranean cities offering respite from the never-ending sun. Our species has shown remarkable adaptability throughout history, and this would be our ultimate test. As we wrap up this illuminating journey, we're left with more questions than answers. Would the benefits of endless solar energy outweigh the disruption to our natural rhythms? How would our planet's ecosystems evolve to cope with constant sunlight? And most importantly, in a world without night, would we ever truly appreciate the light? These are the kind of mind-flipping questions we love to explore here on MindFlip. If you enjoyed this video, don't leave us in the dark. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to catch our next episode. Remember to share your thoughts in the comments below. What aspect of a nightless world intrigues you the most? Until next time, keep your minds open and your ideas bright.